No, forget that music. Forget that music. Let's. Could you play us something, Mark? Just something. Okay, go back. Run the SNS again. Could you? This would go better. Run the interstitial there.
Better. Oh,
is that better?
Sudden rain is wonderful. I love it.
Facial expressions make it for me.
Mark Kersey is here with us right now, a former Blue Jays organist, and he's going to be joining us throughout the morning here as well. Give us a little bit of a weather, give us a weather intro or something like that.
This is to Frank. Frank's going to be dancing. You know he's going to be dancing to this.
Okay, hey Frank, here you go. Little theme music for your weather, my friend.
I love it. I love it. Hey guys, good morning. We're out here in outfield now at Rogers Center. Let's see what it's like to be into the wall. Look at that. Let's hope that Pilar does that later today. Okay, let's see what's going on. I always wanted to do that, by the way, weather-wise today. So I want you to prepare for some wet weather that's going to head your way. First off, let's tell you how you have to dress this morning. Temperatures this morning sitting just right around the freezing mark. As we can take a look across the city of Toronto, what we have for this morning is temperatures on average right around 2 degrees. With that for today, we're going to see some cloud cover continue through the morning hours, and then about mid-morning, that's when we're going to start to see some of the shower activity push its way towards us. With that, it's going to be pretty persistent through the afternoon. We'll see some drizzle as well, and that's not going to wrap up until late this evening. So that means if you're heading towards the Jays game for today, bring an umbrella or some rain gear. Temperatures today right around 8 through the overnight tonight. We're going to dip around that freezing mark. Tomorrow, high of 4. Winds will whip around out of the northwest up to 7 on your Saturday, and then on Saturday night, we could see a little bit of a rain-snow mix. So here I am out in left field without a glove. Imagine that.
All right, thanks a lot, Frank. Well, right now we have major problems developing on the Don Valley Parkway. Southbound lanes right now are completely blocked off just south of Millwood. And this is all due to a collision. You are going to find as well northbound traffic being snarled because emergency crews are responding and blocking a lane northbound as well. Let's look at the backup right now. It's quickly developing on the southbound DVP. Getting jammed solid now from just south of Eglinton, and it is bumper to bumper. I'm not seeing any traffic coming through on the southbound lanes right now, just as you're approaching Bayview Bloor. So definitely be aware of that. Start planning an alternate route. Not sure how serious this collision is, but it could be some time before that clears. So be aware of that for sure. As well, eastbound on the Gardner, it's much busier than usual this morning. We did have a stalled bus around Parkside that recently cleared. So expect a minor delay as well there. All right, I'll send it back to you, Tammy.
Well, for the first time since 2013, the Blue Jays will open the regular season here at home. The start of the Jays' 42nd season is this afternoon at Rogers Center. Jay Happ getting the start this afternoon against the Yankees, his first ever opening day assignment, while the Yankees will respond with Luis Severino. Now, the first pitch is this afternoon at 3:37, but coverage will begin on Sportsnet at 1 today. This is the Jays' 28th full season at Rogers Center. Tickets for today's game completely sold out, but there's still hope. Of course, we have 4-game series. It's a 4-game series, and all through Breakfast Television this morning, we will be giving away tickets to some lucky fans for this opening weekend series. So stay tuned, listen out for your cue to call, and that is your chance to win. The Win Liberals' last budget before the election has a bit of something for nearly everyone, but also a lot of spending. So much so, the province is not expected to balance the books for at least 6 years. Here's the finance minister speaking on that.
Every budget that I've delivered, and we're on our 6th now, has always been beyond election cycles. These are long-term in scope. These investments mean something not only to the people of Ontario, it'll mean something for our future generations too.
And here's a few highlights of the budget. The projected deficit for the coming fiscal year, $6.7 billion. Income taxes will rise for those making over $92,000 a year. GO users will be getting a break. GO Transit base fares will be cut to $3 for GTA Presto card users. Cigarette taxes rising $4 a carton this year as well as next year. As we heard this week, there will be free childcare for children aged 2.5 until they're ready for kindergarten. A stunning reversal yesterday. The suspect accused of killing 6 men in a Quebec City mosque has pleaded guilty to 6 counts of first-degree murder and 6 counts of attempted murder as well. Alexander Bissonnette originally pled not guilty earlier this week, but then changed his mind.
We hope that this will bring some relief to the grieving families. It is important to know that there is no agreement between the defense and the Crown in this case. There is no deal in place.
The 12 charges laid against the 29-year-old Bissonnette were related to the shooting attack on the Islamic Cultural Center in January of 2017. 6 men between the ages of 39 and 60 were killed during the massacre. One of the men accused of aggravated assault on a Mississauga man with autism has now been granted bail. 21-year-old Parmveer Parm Singh Chahil was released yesterday on $25,000 bail at a Brampton court. Another suspect, 25-year-old Ranjot Singh Dhami, will be back in court today for his bail hearing. Peel police are also searching for a third suspect in the attack. The alleged assault happening on March 14th while the man with autism was sitting on some stairs at a Mississauga bus station. The man accused of killing an Ajax mother and her 2 teenage children will appear in court later today. Corey Fenn has been charged with 3 counts of murder. The bodies of Casimira Pejanowski and her 15-year-old son Roy were found inside their home earlier this month in a domestic dispute, an apparent one. 13-year-old Vinalia was rushed to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Well, it's been more than a decade, but the leaders of North and South Korea will meet next month for historic high-level talks. The 2 leaders will officially meet on April 27th. Representatives from the 2 countries met at the demilitarized zone earlier this week to discuss the landmark summit. The meeting comes after several years of tension on the Korean peninsula. The 2 countries are technically still at war as they never signed a peace treaty following the Korean War. The last time the leaders from both countries met was back in 2007. Now, some of the oldest footprints in history have been found off the coast of British Columbia. It may not look like anything much with your own eyesight, but using a computer to digitally enhance the photo, you can now see the toes there, arch, and heel of the 13,000-year-old footprints. They were found on Culvert Island, just north of Vancouver Island, according to researchers. The footprints apparently belong to 2 adults and a child. A total of 29 footprints were found. Scientists believe that this supports overwhelming evidence that humans moved from Asia to North America during the last ice age.